It's a great day here at KEKFILA's YouTube channel. My name is KEKFILA, and I'm bringing you Game 8 of 9 in the Treasure Cup from Play TCG that I had on May 27th. I'm doing these one a day. I got music in the background now. Would love to see any feedback. I'm also messing with the thumbnails quite a bit. I'm adding funny faces to it. Got a lot of editing. If you have ideas, just throw them at me. I'll probably do it. But with that, I'm facing another Doflamingo, and I don't remember this man's name, but has a YouTube channel. There's a couple people, the Yonkos, but he does live in Las Vegas, which is pretty cool. And we know similar people, right? I'm in Utah, but I know quite a bit of card players in Vegas due to Cardfight Vanguard, and this game translates really well over from Cardfight Vanguard. So, anyway, for my opponent, basically I'm just going through these things. I actually may have had this at 1x speed. I'm going to put it at 2x speed now. And it looks like we're just getting the mulligan steps out of the way. And I do want to really, really apologize ahead of time with this. Essentially, my opponent or Discord or it was lagging so bad to the point where I thought I almost had to call a judge. It was just really bad, so it is what it is. It was kind of coming close to time as well with this game, so I'll try to skip through any parts I can. But it's just essentially either Discord or my opponent or me, one of the three, was having some major lag with Discord, and it wasn't exactly the clearest game live. But I can at least present to you what happened in the game. So my opponent wins a dice roll and decides to go first. Lucky him, that's pretty good. He doesn't get a Perona, we both mulligan, and I don't get a Perona either. At least I don't choose to place the Perona first. I place the Law. And he swings with his block, swings at that, and he gets a blocker off the top of the deck, which isn't that bad. Actually, he blind flipped into that. So that is pretty freaking juice, some would say, to get that one. So I end up blocking with my Law. And I pay 1 to play the top 3. It's good to play at this point. And then I just swing 7 with leader, paying 1, revealing a Gecko Maria. Pretty nut. Honestly, even in the mirror, this is going to be pretty good. Opponent, he decides to go to 5 Dawn. And he goes 9 into this Gecko Maria. And I got to defend it. I have to deal with his other Gecko Maria at the same time. And it's going to just cause me problems. So let me see. Swing's 9. I need a 4K counter in order to counter out of this, and maybe my hand's not big enough to let that go, but oh no, it is. It looks like I decide to discard 3 cards to save this because I need to fight his board, and it may not be the best choice, but the choice I chose at the time. And I'm really thinking here, what was I deciding to do? It looks like I went 6 as Gecko Moria. I'm just giving him the chance essentially to counter out of this. Swing 7 at that, getting that out of there, and then I just play the Law. Looks like I have a Love Mellow. I have a plan. The plan is good. My hand size is low. I got a Love Mellow in hand, and then I usually call them Bluff Mellows now because I bluff them all the time. But I got a Bluff Mellow in hand, and I got a Trafalgar Law blocker on the field. And my opponent goes to a 7 Dawn turn. He's spacing this kind of interesting, making it look almost like he's telling me exactly what he's doing. I mean, I guess I do the same thing, but you kind of know if you're a Doflamingo player. So I end up he's swinging 7K, most likely at my Gecko Moria from the trial deck. I Love Mellow this right away. He still has to deal with one of these. And he swings huge at one of these. I just blocker Law it. He gets the, what's her name out? Boa Hancock. That card needs to go today. That card needs to get deleted, and my opponent does not have Love Mellow in hand, which makes it pretty hard here. And my opponent's still thinking on his top 5 here. I'm just waiting on this. I did not draw for turn yet. And I stand and draw. I pay 3 for the blocker so I can look at top 5. And I'm going to be definitely throwing at least 3 attacks into this Gecko Moria. And I put it back on top of the deck. It's kind of funny how it's kind of always off center. I try to make it nice, but I go 5 into the Boa Hancock. That card needs to go. I'm okay with him discarding cards so I can re-attack into it. Regardless, this card needs to go today. So I go 7 into Boa Hancock, paying 1. And I completely messed up the top of my deck. This was like a big Flubumskis. It's a Perona on top. I'm like kind of stressed out. I was in like a winning position until this moment. And then that was extremely stressful. So I go 6 to his Moria. And he gives me a Perona. Gives me a Boa Hancock for that because he wants to keep that Moria. And now I'm like pretty tilted by that. I didn't get the free call off top of the deck. The top deck was juice, by the way. It was completely juice. So now I have a Love Mellow here. I give a 1k. I do a Love Mellow to draw a card. He plays a Mihawk, bottom deck stat. It's pretty good on his curve. And I draw the Perona. Unfortunately, I need to follow this up with a Mihawk on my own. And I play the Mihawk. Let's just bottom deck that now. And then I swing 5 at lead. I could take down to 4 life. And then it looks like I just pay 1. No, I swing for 5 at leader again. And I have 1 Dawn left. Looks like I just need to place his Perona down because I don't know what the top card of my deck is anymore. And I'm just debating I don't remember what the top card of my deck is. I definitely need to reorder this. It's going to be better to do it now than later. That was a big Flubumskis by me, and I trying to think what was on top of my deck and how that could even happen. But there were like 3 Warlords or 4 Warlords on top of the deck, and one was a Perona. And I chose the Perona to be first. He ends up swinging 5 at my Gecko Moria with a Perona. I let that go. I have 1 card in hand. This is rough. He swings 7 at my leader, and he plays the Gecko Moria. I'm going to take this. I need cards in hand. I've used so many Love Mellows. Love Mellows is honestly just a godsend. He ends up playing the Boa Hancock down. And let's hope I have an answer to that with another Mihawk would be juice here. Oh, yeah, I just do it. Okay. Get the Boa Hancock out of here. That just needs to go. I go 2k at his Perona. Perona Violence. I go 5k at his leader. Or 6k at his leader, okay. And I go 9, most likely as Gecko Moria, just to get rid of it. I'm okay. Oh, actually, I have a blocker out. He can't just kill my Mihawk. It's going to be a little too hard to kill. And this is where everything gets kind of frozen. There's a lot of awkward pacing here. I bet you it's from both of our ends. It looks like he's freezing for a long time. And I'm just going to kind of skip through this. My opponent first starts swinging 7 using leader skill and calling out the Kuma. Pretty juice, right? And I'm able to take that damage and get another card in my hand. He plays the Gecko Moria, grabbing the blocker, and which is obviously beautiful at this point of the game. And I'm just thinking, how can I deal with my opponent's board, or do I go for life? He's at 3 life. Very limited cards in hand, kind of like myself. But my board is really stacked with 2 of these 9 costs. So, I guess my combatness was pretty decent going into these games. And then opponent ends up freezing again. I message him saying, hey man, it froze. My dude, he's really crashing out. This is bad. So I don't feel anything happened, right? And obviously I'm looking through it now. I'm not seeing anything big issues. And we just gave it a minute to see what had happened. So he decides not to swing with his Mihawk, which is interesting. And I start my turn off, actually. I have 10 Dawn. I just start with a 9k at leader. I think that's just fair. Just start swinging 9s. No big deal. And it's just freezing a lot. So I swing 9 at leader. He ends up taking the first one. I swing 9 again. And I'm just kind of like pacing my Dawn out real quick. I probably have a 3rd Mihawk in hand as well, by the way. But we'll see. I Dawn up this Perona to swing 5, I believe, at his leader. Yeah, he gives me a 1k. I really don't want to give him a Pacifista. Not really necessary. Swing 7 at the leader, paying 1 to get a Gecko Moria out there. And I have 4 Dawn left. Trying to think, what is my plan here? Looks like I spaced it out. So it gives me a 2k and a 1k. And I end up just throwing 3 Dawn on this guy and swinging for 5. And I pay 1 just to play over. I guess I have another blocker law, which is pretty juice. Pretty juice. 2 standing blockers against his field. Honestly, I don't know what you do. Especially when you run so few 1-cost blocker laws. Blocker laws end up being like so incredibly effective. Especially when you have big bodies out. If you have a big body out and little blockers, they can't deal with your big bodies. Right? They can just swing big at it. And let's think here. What do you want to do? He ends up swinging 7, paying 1, just putting the blocker to my hand. And I just give him a 2k and a 1k. And he probably swinging... Oh, he swings 8. Sorry, he swings 8, most likely on my Gecko Mariah. And my opponent's now thinking just for a moment. Exactly. He's just looking at my counters. How many 2k counters I tell him? I have 2 2k counters in the drop right now. I have a bunch of 1k counters in there. I guess he's thinking, how many 2k counters could I have in hand? He ends up going 7 at the Gecko Moria, and I give him a 2k counter. That's just what it is. He has to go for that. He goes 9 at the Gecko Moria. And I just let it die. I really want to keep this blocker alive because it doesn't really mean too much to me. Let's see here. Is that... No, he still has so much Dawn left over to maybe just kill it. It's kind of hard. This William should have swung 9k over a Mihawk. It definitely puts me in a different situation. So my opponent's thinking here now, and it starts to freeze up again. And he's taking his time. He ends up passing turn. He has 4 Dawn open. You know, not sure what that could really entail. I don't remember what he did at the time. It does definitely look like 2 Love Mellows. And now he has 2 blockers. I just need to still keep swinging either at his face or at his board. I think I'm fine swinging at board as well. So I swing 9k, and let's see where I swing it at. Let's swing it at later. Okay, he ends up taking it. Okay. And then I'm just kind of spacing my Dawn out. I have 4 attacks. He has 2 blockers. I swing 9k again, most likely at his leader. He gives me a blocker. And I swing 9 at leader, paying 1, seeing a Jinbei. Blocks that. And then I'm just kind of like looking. I'm like, I guess I'll swing 5 at leader. He gives me a 1k. I play this blocker. I don't know what it was. I guess I was trying to get him to give me a Love Mellow. And it pays... Oh, I just pay the 1 for the blocker. Okay. I guess I had that in hand already, right? So... I don't know. That's kind of silly what I'm doing. He kills 1 Mihawk with 2 attacks. I decide just to let it go. I could just block it, but, you know, this blocker here is actually an attacker. He goes 6k at the Jinbei. I let it die. I pretend the skill doesn't exist anymore because I can't choose to do my own. And he swings 6 at lead. I just take it. He plays without a blocker. And I have 3 attacks. He has no Dawn active. He has a few cards in hand, 1 blocker. I just need to go just big attacks here. I just counted out in my head here. So I end up going 9, and I just took it down with the second 9. And that's all 6s. But hey, thank you all so much for watching again. I do appreciate you. I've got 1 more video, and then we're going to go back to a treasure cup from the previous week. I have to still edit one. It's going to take a lot of editing. Just trust me. It's a wild ride. But With that, make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe if you like the content and the Doflamingo action. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Peace.